higher budget, then another going to the region B with no change, and then some other campaigns going with some decreased budgets to understand how actually those channels are interacting and how difference in the budget really actually have influence on our proficiency and our effectiveness. And to give you the idea, I will give you the case study for such experiment. It was done in UK by Last Minute. The campaign was aired for 12 weeks. The campaign was sent to the different cities in UK. It's of course the travel company. They analyzed only the regions which had more than 1,000 bookings, because of course the data needs to be pretty big to actually to make sure that we are getting right insights. And then when they compared the results, the assumptions, when they compared the results from the last click, which is actually that part, you will see then Google tracked non-brand revenue. Then the real actually result, which is actually that part together, they understood that because of the last click attribution, they really undervalue the general search. They just took a look at the conversion paths, and because in many cases people at first came from the general search, they did some research on the website, and then they came back a few days later from the brand. They actually, of course, because of the last click, they overvalue the brand search over the general. So in this case, the results were that they understood that they got 43% more conversion than they actually predicted before, and of course they increased the share of the non-brand, and they had even based on the results, based on an experiment, they actually even they changed the whole ecosystem of the online channels, because that's the example for PC. It can work in the same way for display, for email. So please remember about that. So then, at the end of the presentation, I would like to give you the 3 takeaways. So from today, please understand that even not only the last click is important. Take a look at the data. In the next week, check your own data. How this problem is really applicable for you. Do all your customers actually are buying at the first stage, or they need a little bit more time, so they need more visits before they buy the final conversion. And then in the next month, start to experiment. Not maybe from big campaigns, but start to understand how those different channels are actually interacting with each other. And just as the last story for my presentation, I will just give you a small story. There were 3 frogs in the water. There was the shortage on food. There was the problem. There were not too many fleas. So one of those frogs decided to move out. The frog decided to change the place. And then there is the question, how many frogs were left? Good answer, 3. Why? Because there is big difference between making decision and really doing that. So I hope in this case, we'll not only make decision to think that this problem is, and this topic is really important for your activities, but you really do it, you really try it. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank
you. I hope that you will stay outside then and meet with everybody who wants to ask questions.
Yes.
Thanks a lot for this.
Thank you.
Thanks for the Google Hour. It's been a great journey, and I hope you enjoyed it. Did you? Was it? Thank you. That's very appreciated. So it could have been bigger and louder, but again, I got the point. So thanks a lot.